Hello everyone, this is Chadi Alraies coming to you from SCAI 2025 in Washington, D.C. I'm really privileged to meet Dr. Bill Lombardi, who's the 2025 speaker for the Hildner Lecture.
Yeah.
Dr. Lombardi, thanks again for being with us. You have been a great inspiration for the last 5 years with your podcast as well as your speech. So I'm assuming yesterday was a great presentation on self-care in that domain. So tell us about what was it about.
Yeah, so what the topic was really about how competition and the way that we're trained leads to us actually not being very self-reflective in how to improve. So the intent is that we compete to get through undergrad, we compete to get through medical school, we compete in residency, we compete in fellowship. And when you get out, we define success as either volume, RVUs, money, or ego. And ego can be just you in a cath lab, or you in a hospital, or in a city, or in a country, right?
Yeah.
The problem is those are really not reflective of what being a good person is. And unfortunately, if the pie is a fixed pie, and you're competing, all you can do is try to cut other people down to put yourself up.
Oh.
And so that really doesn't lead to compassion. And it doesn't lead to the wanting to improve or get better, because to get better, you have to show vulnerability to fail.
Mm.
And failing in our profession means potentially complications, potentially looking bad, exposure potentially to your colleagues through M&M or medical legal or the QA of the hospital. And so all of those really conspire to prevent people from learning new techniques and new therapies or try new things, because I'm really not going to get more RVUs, I'm not going to get more stuff, and I'm likely to get psychologically hurt. And so the goal of the lecture is to get people to start reflecting on their behaviors, which is, am I really trying to be compassionate to my colleagues? So if something goes wrong, do I point fingers, or do I put my arm around you and say, are you okay?
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is if we can put our arms around each other and say you're okay, it will give all of us more ability to improve, because the environment says it's okay to not be perfect.
Absolutely. So your point is well taken, is don't be locked in and laser focus on self and how to get yourself better, bigger, famous more. And try to kind of open your eyes, get out of the box and look around and study, because you are not alone, number one, and two, it's not a competition. At the end of the day, you are taking care of patients.
Yeah, and I think what happens is that if you're compassionate to others, they'll be compassionate to you, and we can change this sometimes very toxic work environment into a much healthier one. And that will help everybody emotionally long-term, and again, hopefully build cultures that are more innovative.
So you spoke about this topic a lot, and you spoke to other cardiologists privately about this.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that there's a lot of people that they have been hiding this for a while and start to open up?
Everybody. I mean, imposter syndrome is rampant within our community.
Really?
Yeah, there's a feeling, I think, that we're supposed to be invulnerable and perfect. And so we feel terminal uniqueness, that, well, this is just a me problem.
Oh, yeah.
And once you start, I probably got 20 people who came up to me after yesterday's talk, and I got several texts and emails today, and once you can open the door and say, it's okay to show your pain. It's okay to not be perfect.
Yeah.
So there's a very large swath of people out there that are hoping to figure out how we can make them safer.
So now this is all in private talk, and you're talking to people in public.
Yeah.
So what will be the next phase? Like the SCAI doing some wellness initiative, but this is a very sensitive space in everybody's heart or private life. So how we can open it more so we have some counseling that is indirect?
Yeah, I think we have to help be more curious with our colleagues. I don't think it doesn't have to be a big initiative. It doesn't have to be, it really is at the individual level is, can you sit and say, hey, how are you doing? Mm-hmm. And not in the expect some flippant response, actually look at somebody and listen with intent and say, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay? Looks like that case didn't go so well. Are you all right? Can I help you? And the idea is to start showing up with compassion and leading with love
Amazing.
rather than competing in anger.
Yeah. Okay, he has a complication, peer review, take him down.
Right.
And that's what everybody's running in his head. I'm going to go down.
correct. And that's peer review is supposed to teach the group how to get better. But it ends up being a weaponized format where people use it to attack others to prevent them from rising up. And usually the senior people will hide their complications so nobody can attack them. So that nobody's actually learning. It's just a fear mongering.
Yeah.
What we really want to do again is anybody in the room actually an expert? Because often in peer review, there's no expert because everybody's roughly the same skill set because they're all trained in the same place in the same way with the same things.
Yeah.
And the second piece in that is just what you said. If it feels weaponized and you feel attacked, right? You shouldn't have done that, right? You're going to close down.
More.
Right. And so one of the things I tell people, if you're in M&M and somebody points the finger, the two responses are, one, I already feel bad about the outcome. You pointing your finger and telling me that is actually making this worse, not better. Which takes a lot of courage, but that's how you stand up to bullies. The second one is when somebody says, you shouldn't have done that, you look at them and say, I'm sorry, do you mean if the procedure turned out okay, it would have been all right? Because I want to know, are we talking about indications or outcome?
Mhm.
Because those are different topics. And so if it's about indications, great, let's have that as an offline discussion. But if it's about the outcome, then we really as a group should be talking about what can we all learn
To prevent this.
to prevent it. What was the decision making, right? Complications are going to happen.
Absolutely.
So the question is, was there something procedurally we could have done that might have changed the outcome? And then the second is, once it happened, do we know all the solutions and is the order of those solutions well thought out? Or should we get help to learn how to order them better? And that's a lot of what we try to do with the complications course in Seattle is help people have algorithms, decision trees, and thought processes, not necessarily that are right or wrong, but at least it's giving you an organized structure that you may not have any history of exposure with.
Absolutely. I mean, what I learned from this summary is be compassionate, learn from your mistake, and make these mistakes or errors or mortalities, whatever complication, a life lesson for everybody to learn from. And third thing, open up if you have a problem.
Yeah. And reach out to your colleagues and be there for them.
Absolutely. Dr. Lombardi, always delightful to talk to you. Thank you so much, and congratulations for a speaker for the SCAI 2025 Hildner Talk. And this is Chadi Alraies coming to you from SCAI 2025 in Washington, D.C.